Why does God seem so harsh in the Old Testament? Floods, plagues, wars, punishments, many people ask this question. But is God really harsh, or are we missing the bigger picture? In the Old Testament, God is revealing His holiness in a broken world. He gave laws to protect people, to keep justice, and to set apart His people from the corruption around them. When nations filled with violence, idolatry, and cruelty ignored Him, judgment followed. Not because God was cruel, but because His holiness cannot ignore evil. We often forget. The Old Testament was written in a world where survival meant strength and justice had to be swift. God's actions weren't random. They were rooted in protecting life, preserving truth, and guiding a fragile people through a dangerous time. To us today, these events sound extreme. But remember, God's actions were measured against centuries of warning and patience. He gave chances, prophets, and messages again and again before judgment came. What feels like harshness is often holiness and justice colliding with human rebellion. If God never confronted evil, would we still call Him good? Sometimes what feels harsh is actually love that refuses to stay silent. Yet even in the Old Testament we see His mercy. He saves Noah's family. He spares Nineveh when they repent. He provides manna for Israel in the wilderness. He didn't just spare cities. He walked with individuals. He heard Hannah's cry, forgave David's failure, and restored Job's brokenness. Mercy wasn't rare, it was woven through every story. The same God who judged sin also healed, provided, and forgave. His heart was always love, even when His actions were firm. And here's the key. The Old Testament sets the stage for the New. It shows us humanity's deep need for grace. That's why Jesus came. Not to erase the God of the Old Testament, but to reveal Him fully in love. Maybe the question isn't, why is God harsh? But rather, why is God so patient with us? Maybe the real surprise isn't that God judged sin, but that He still chooses to love us, knowing how often we turn away. That's not harsh, that's grace.